Hello, I'm going to be reading from this neat little book called The Herald of Harmony by Rodney Collin. This is the inside cover. And each page has a musical bar on it. And there's a note that says the music above the text on several pages is from Melody for the Enneagram by G.I. Gurdjieff. 1984, printed in the USA by Holmes Publishing Group. Chapter 1. An age is dying away. A new age is coming to birth. What are the signs of a new age? In the heavens, a new combination of influences. From the hierarchy, a new generation. Among men, a new function awakened, a new word of salvation given. For the body of mankind grows as the body of a man grows, one function after another opening in him, each culmination at its appointed age, each fulfilled and transcended by the next. And as in man each function awakens at a certain shining of his stars, so in mankind at a certain shining of the constellations. As Venus yields to Mars, so childhood wisdom yields to stormy puberty. As the bull to the ram, so Egypt to Greece, innocence to paganism, tenderness to strife. But, unlike a man, whose life goes slowing to its close, for mankind the ages hurry faster by, each more demanding than the last. For 30,000 years men huddled in their caves as the stars said, ruminate. For 15 more they stalked, trailed, fled, stretched nerve and bow as the heavens cried, hunt. For 8 more they cultivated corn, raised temples and pyramids at the commandment, build. Each was an age, and as each age dawned, a messenger was sent to incarnate the new function and its fulfillment. A hero came, and in him the hierarchy revealed the next perfection of its plan, who spoke and manifested the words of power we do not know. Ruminate, hunt, and build remain anonymous as stomach, muscle, flesh. Not so the later laws. For Hercules followed, and with 12 vast labors revealed the next age's cry, struggle, the gods decreed. And for 4,000 years men fought, intrigued, took cities and women, lived pagan proud and fancy free. So for mankind, lights, liver, blood, muscle and flesh, and spleen were slowly sanctified, drawn towards divinity, divinity revealed in them. Priesthoods from age on age taught how this function or that should reveal its nature, and man making his varied tissue conscious be through it shown a way back to his origin, to God. Chapter 2. At last the heavenly spotlight fell upon men's hearts, the source, the origin, the mainspring of their life. And hearts awakening responded to the mainspring of the universe, the heart of heaven itself. Made possible the coming of a Savior from that heart, Christ came, announced and incarnated the new commandment, love. Hey, don't go in there. It's my cat. She's not allowed to go in that room. As ram gave way to fish, solar plexus must yield to heart. Pagan to Christian, Old Testament to New, struggle to be outmoded by love of giving, the gods by God, the manifold by unity, and passion by love. For sensation of the manifold is passion, sensation of unity is love. That instant, as all planets conjoined in Pisces, as all organs were shown to swim in spirit, mankind came of age. Hey! A lifeline was thrown to the earth from the Son of Sons. Seed of the King of Kings was cast thereon. With the coming of the hierarchy, mankind emerged from womb of earth. With the coming of Christ, mankind stood straight and recognized the light. Yet harmony lacked. To one part of man was revealed the hidden secret of the universe, the knowledge that all is one, all life an ocean, creatures but eddies, separate salvation mirage. And to one organ was given direct sensation of this oneness, love. But his other members knew this not. Muscles and lungs and flesh and genitals went joyfully upon their ancient secret ways, pursuing their secret separate joys, suffering their secret separate sorrows. Stomach must ruminate, muscle hunt, flesh build, solar plexus struggle, obeying the words of power of old revealed to them. So stomach felt union only with what it ate. No food, no unity. Flesh felt union only with other flesh, when touched it tingling equally. No caress, no unity. Solar plexus felt union only in the kill, no sacrifice, no unity. And heart felt universal unity, save with the nerve and tissue which betrayed it. Thus sprang the inner schism of 2,000 years, and if Christ came to announce the commandment love, he no less said to men, be crucified, crucified upon organic contradiction, crucified upon vision unattainable. For the key of harmony lay hidden 20 centuries. Chapter 3. Consider how human Christians received the word of love. Perceiving the future Christs, the devil could have the past. Perceiving high heaven, they invented deepest hell. Perceiving the new incomparable, they turned on the old, at first with bitter words, later with fire and rack. If love universal were the new revelation, then love erotic was the new sin. If heart were blessed, then liver and lights were damned. If God were one and Christ his only begotten Son, then Osiris, Astarte, Baal, Zeus, Vishnu, and Tao were false, and all their servants, priests, sages, philosophers, magicians, demon-driven. When Elymas the sorcerer withstood their teaching, Paul cried, O full of subtlety and mischief, thou child of the devil, wilt thou not cease to pervert the right ways of the Lord? And struck him blind a season. What else could Paul do? Let converts be seduced? Yet mark the law of multiplication, which with every century magnifies each word and act of the first days 100 times. Past 14 centuries, and each man who as much as raises a doubt against the doctrine is in danger. From Elymas's blinding springs the Inquisition, 10,000 human bonfires of Jew, Arab, Aztec, making heaven hideous from Toledo to the mounts of Mexico. And those within the church who differ? Ananias and Sapphira sold a possession, keeping back part the price. Peter accused, straightway the man fell dead, and to the woman coming after said, The feet of them which have buried my husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out also. She too gave up the ghost, and great fear came upon all the church. What horrors sprang from the fear that entered then? 1,000 years go by, and the death of 2 dissenters has blazed to the Albigensian crusade. Christians rend Christians, their fellow countrymen, devastate, torture, loot, set fire to whole villages at worship, till the very creed is linked with lawlessness. In man's own private mysteries, Paul wrote, It is better to marry than to burn, making of marriage a poor substitute for hell, woman the temptress, and sex a shameful and animal necessity. Across the centuries, what sufferings, cruelties, perversions, prostitutions follow, what stifling of creative joy, what load of blasphemous shame, what hideous substitution of filth for beauty. Yet blame the first Christians not. Now from the vantage point of time, we recognize that blindness which, vision dazzled, comes after too great light. The immense temptation which they overcame we feel not, the deep seduction of the past, close, warm, and comforting, which they resisted. An enormous effort was needed to surpass that past, put away childish things. This they achieved. If harshly, blame them not. For the key of harmony lay hidden 20 centuries. Chapter 4. It could not be otherwise. I come not to bring peace, but a sword. Sword which severed past from the living present, sex from living heart, lower from higher, old from miraculous new, the crossbar of that cross. Thenceforth men lived in an amputated world, in desperate duality. The Father shall be divided against the Son, and the Son against the Father. Hell against heaven, and heaven against hell. Spirit against flesh, and flesh against spirit. Man against woman, and women against man. Crusader against Turk, Orthodox against heretic, Catholic against Protestant, Reformation against Counter-Reformation, the Holy City and Grand Babylon besieged each by each. And man's very heart a battlefield of the holy war, tourney of vice and virtue, in the symbol of salvation's psychomachia. It could not be otherwise. For the vision was shown, the way to realize it not. Man longed for the new-found light, spurned darkness, and its inhabitants spurned half himself in vain. Dark female force, rising in witchcraft and troubadours, cathars and courts of love and alchemy, seduced and succored him, till, comforted, he turned and destroyed his comforter. It could not be otherwise. Love once revealed, mankind hung crucified. For the key of heaven lay hidden 20 centuries. The idea of harmony slid slowly in men's minds, chapter 5. Unviolent as itself, in music first. Medieval counterpoint, two voices opposed in image of the time's duality, flower to cascading chords, intricate weaving of voice and viol in shimmering web of sound. Cool antiphone, responsive height to depth in incense-laden vaults, welled to polyphonous splendor of all creatures united in simultaneous praise. Forbidden discords vanished in soaring wealth of sound, in history next. Florence restored the past, reconciled Plato with Christ, beauty with love, nakedness with light, healed the wrong done to the ancient world, resolved the split in time, charmed Venus and Hercules to worship at the crib. Next, in astronomy. Cosmic alternative of heaven or hell melted to vision of the solar family, to harmony of multiple worlds dancing devotion to their sun, to music of whirling orbits, spinning spheres. Through toy telescopes men glimpsed world without an end or conflict. Began to hunger for harmony, longed to redeem the strife, and setting rose on cross endeavored to join joy and pain, beauty with sacrifice, wed wanton nature back to the Son of God. Past centuries more, religion too grew mild. Great faiths met, greeted, acknowledged one another. Wise men saw unity behind the warring sects, envisaged the harmony of Buddha, Mahomet, Paul, guessed the great work of hierarchy, Christ, head of all. Men dug the buried past, linked race to race, fathomed the depths of space, probed Adam's core. Everywhere the clues to harmony, everywhere hunger for harmony. But the time was not yet. Patience, the key, lay hidden. It's got this mysterious... What is harmony? Chapter 6. It is the order by which heaven is ruled, an order not yet manifest on earth. It is the order by which the sun and planets play their parts, infinitely repeating, combining, creating, and destroying, infinitely praising God in multiplicity and unity. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. At the dawn of Greece, the school of Pythagoras studied this heavenly harmony, and compressing its vast vibrations 1 billion times, revealed and perpetuated it in sound. 7 notes were found to ring throughout the universe, infinitely echoing from God to rock. The same vibrations, from unimaginable turning of the galaxy to infinitesimal pulse of electrons giving light. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. The notes ascended, echoed once more to do, and infinitely on. Between mi and fa, a half tone only. Cosmic pause, crack, silence, through which might come the echo of higher and lower music, threading creation through itself to unity. Between si and next do halftone again, the leap from one scale to the next, from task completed to next task begun, from end to new beginning. Mercury, Venus, Mars, comes pause of asteroids, then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and yet another pause transcended into sun, thus music of the spheres. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. Chaos, metal, mineral, comes eight of air, then plant, invertebrate, animal, man, and yet another pause transcended into angel, thus music of nature and the earth. Ape-man, caveman, huntsman, comes help of hierarchy, then builder, warrior, artist, scientist, and yet another pause transcended into saint, thus the music of mankind. Worship of nature, fertility, ancestors, comes help of hierarchy, then schools of Egypt, Chaldea, India, Judea, and yet another pause transcended into Christ, thus the music of salvation. And each do sings to do on every scale. Each me sings to every other me, each soul to souls unlimited. For thus is all creation linked. Above rings below, below reverberates above. Reverberates. Until by the law of Trinity, the notes combine to chords, each three a chord. By chord on chord, the moods and worlds are formed. Tranquil, discordant, joyful, terrible. These chords and discords make the music of the universe. Some are firm fixed. Some hover on the brink of chaos. Great major triad, do, mi, sol, thunders the majesty of Father, Holy Ghost, and Son.